Hello YouTube viewers, Dennis here with MarksvilleMe.com. Today we got another wonderful review item for you. Today we're going to be reviewing Brieftons adjustable Mandoline slicer. This is the box that the item comes in. It's real nice, comes with a big bubble wrap bag around in the inside, so you know everything's secure when you get it. Just a real quick go through some of the pieces and accessories that come with this. And then I'll give you a quick demo to show you how simple and easy this item works, as we've done Briefton review items in the past, and we're a real big fan of the Briefton products, and this is just another in the exciting line of their items that help with all your culinary perfections in your kitchen. First off, it comes with a nice peeler. So if you need to peel certain items, whether it's potatoes, onions, apples, whatever, you can go ahead and do that. In the demo I'm doing today, I'm not going to be really peeling them. I'm going to slice up some potatoes so that they're ready for a dish that we're going to be having, like a scalloped potato cheesy dish we're having. I didn't even wash my potatoes or anything like that. I'm going to do all that after I cut them up, before I put them in the oven. But I just wanted to show you a demonstration how to actually slice them using this Brieftons Mandoline slicer today. So here's your hand rest that you're going to need to actually hook your items onto whatever you're going to be slicing. As you see on the bottom there, it's got nice teeth that stick into your product. Plus in the center there, it's got 4 additional longer ones, so you can really secure your item to the actual handle of it. And it does have these kind of like fins on either side, depending on how you're using it. So it kind of acts as a guard to prevent your fingers from coming in contact with any of the blades or the grating mechanisms that come with this. And without further ado, let me show you some of the actual blades that come with it. It comes with 4 different ones. You have a fine grater, coarse grater, which most people commonly use for like cheeses and stuff like that. This one's commonly used for, like, say, nutmegs, cinnamon, chocolate, orange zesting. Then we have this one here. I forget what it's called. It's more like the one that you'd see for making like French fries or long noodles. And then you have the traditional slicer. Straight line slicer. I'm actually going to be using that today. As you see, the item is real nice. Got a real nice see-through storage container. This is the actual handle. It has a nice adjustable gauge on the front here. I'm actually using mine on. I got it set up on the thick gauge because I'm going to be slicing up some potatoes. And it's got kind of this see-through passageway here, so that way you can kind of see where your thickness gauge is in relation to the item that you're actually cutting. So, I mean, real simply, you're just going to want to put your mandolin handle on the actual storage bin, and it sits down in there, so it's secure. Another thing to note about security is the bottom has 2 silicone feet on it, so that way when it's on a tabletop, it doesn't move around, doesn't slide around, because the last thing you want to be doing is fighting with whatever appliance or handheld device you're using while you're dealing with a sharp blade. And it just as my general disclaimer, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I'm not being paid to tell people to be careful of sharp things. It's just something I worry about in the kitchen all the time is, sharp blades. Make sure you're, being really cautious. They don't know the difference between your finger and, a carrot. They're going to cut you just the same as it's going to cut a carrot or any other vegetable. My birds even agree. So without further ado, I mean, you want to make sure you take care and respect the nature of the sharp blades to make sure you don't get cut yourself. So real simple, the blades slide in the end here. There's like a little track that they slide in, and then it's gonna, when I push it in all the way, it's gonna snap, and that will tell me that I know it's locked into place. And if you're not sure if it's in all the way, on the back here, there's like this little rectangular hole, and I can actually see the mechanism in it that kind of, like, once it goes in, it locks in there. And like to take your blade out, you just kind of stick your finger in there and pull outward, and it'll slide out. So it's really easy to change your blades at any given time. And as I said, I do have this on the thickest setting right now. So the actual surface of the mandolin here is kind of at a downgrade, so that it's making contact with the blade. If it was at a thinner spot, this part would lift up, and that's what this mechanism on the bottom here does. When you move it, it adjusts so that it brings it more flush to the actual blade. So as it's going down, it's going to create a thicker cut. As it's coming up, it's going to create a thinner cut, and it tells you right here, thick and thin, depending on which way you turn your gauge there. So you'll always know whether you're dealing with thick or thin. And you got a choice between shows it flush 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 different settings to play with. You just want to simply set it on there. I'm going to use 2 potatoes to do this demo. Just something to keep in mind, you do want to gauge the size of the item you're using. You don't want to be, like I wouldn't use like if I was doing yams, like making like sweet potato fries or something, I would not use a whole yam. A whole yam would be, maybe the size of this plus, the whole girth would be filled in there. So you would want to cut it in half to actually reduce the amount of size that it is, so it's not becoming cumbersome at any time. You want to take that in mind with like stuff like cucumbers. You don't want to take a cucumber, stick the end of it in there, and then try to slice it way up here. It's just going to be awkward and cumbersome, and the chance of it not working out the way you want it to is going to ensue, as well as the chance for the safety of cutting yourself is probably going to increase. So with something like cucumbers or cheese, you might want to cut it to a smaller, more manageable depth first. It might take you a little bit more time, but you're going to get much more safety, and you're going to get much better cut overall. Just a note with cheese too, you want to, when you're using this on a cheese product, it works best if you have your cheese in the refrigerator prior to using it, because the cheese will get cold, it becomes a little more dense, a little more thick, and then as it cuts a little bit easier, especially when you're grating it. So real simple, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this potato and I'm going to shove it into the mandolin handle, and then I'm going to kind of push into it to make sure it's securely done, and then keeping in mind that these are the safety fins, so it's going to want to go this way, and it actually has kind of like 2 rails on either side. I'm going to spin this around because I'm kind of going to work this way. And you just want to start at the back at the base and slide, towards the cutting blade. And as you're doing that, I'm giving it a little twist just to, get through it. You want to be firm, but yet cautious. You don't want to be overzealous and try to, shove down into it. I can see using these for homemade potato chips as well. And it does, when you start out, I started out and I kind of surfed over it and then brought it back and came around again. But ideally what you want to do is just do the back and forth motion. Just back and forth while applying a small amount of pressure on the downward. Just gotta spin it around this way. So as you see, we're down to the end here. So then when you're done, you just want to look on the underside, make sure there's no food particles stuck in there. And then like with anything else, you want to use warm water and soap to clean your products. But as you see here, just a few of the slices that came out of this. It's a really nice slice. You can picture that in like a nice scallop potato meal. I mean, overall, I think I'm going to have to do a few more for the whole recipe I'm using. But definitely, I mean, even this would make a really nice thick kettle chip if you are the type of person that makes like homemade chips. The versatility of the Mandoline slicer is wide and varied, and it does come with 4 different size and type blades. So your versatility is just expanded exponentially that much more. If you're interested in checking out this product for yourself, don't hesitate to check out the link in the description below. And I thank you for stopping by today at marksvilleme.com. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see other content like it, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share. It'd be much appreciated here at marksvilleme.com. And I thank you for stopping by again for watching another wonderful review item. Have a great day. Bye.